Igbo Chineke nna kere ma chọọ ezi mma pụrụ iche ekenekwa mụrụ n'ụbọchị nke taata mana ọ bụrụ na a na-echi mmadụ prophet ekwesị ichi m prophet mana that is not why I am here, because that the journey of Peter Obi in 2027 election, it does not need any man of God or any prophet to come and tell you how to study it, because there are so many people in the Bible who did great things without being called men of God. For example, the 3 wise men that visited Jesus when he was born, they were never called prophets, but through their archives, through their studies, they know that is this significant star who in this part of the world shows something. So as they begin to study it, they know, okay, when they move, this star is moving. So automatically from their understanding, they know this star is heading somewhere. So they decided to follow the star. Yotago. In case you able to mother, he made mistake, banyana nke king. But along the line, they discovered that, okay, because God have to intervene. So because they obeyed before the visitation came. So the journey of Peter Obi 2027 election, it does not need an angel to come and interpret it for you. And we write up on a screen, don't worry. Aya kowa ihe in n'ime mana tupu aya dive into a video nchọkụ nene, because somebody like me ekwugo m okwu severally, and I so much thank God na so many men of God na-ekwu dị okwu mana we are not talking about men of God today. Ihe na-ekwu okwu ka anyị kalia kpalikọta nkata nke anyị ji wee bụrụ mmadụ, because our sense of reasoning will first of all tell us that this is good and this is bad. Agwamono that the odds against Peter Obi, it is very, very too much, and how humiliate here that he will never have to lift up his head again. Njiwe kwu number where say no bolo mama Peter Obi na mma na bunime mana. That's by the way nene this video.
Yeah, there is this rumor making rounds in the social media that the NDC towards the end of the year will drop Peter Obi as their presidential candidate. That a vote of no confidence will be taken on him. Simply put, Obi wouldn't have a platform for his presidential run. This rumor began with an alleged meeting between Seraki Dixon and the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. In that particular rumor, it was stated that what was discussed in that meeting between the president and the chief Dixon was not made known to anyone. The second rumor began with the pastors. You know, Nigeria and our religiosity. This set of pastors, men of God, self-styled prophets, claim that they have this vision or prophecy from God where NDC will drop Obi as their presidential candidate. Simply put, stabbing Obi at the back as their presidential candidate. The third one is in the social media, an allegation that claimed that the APC and their system has made an offer, mouth-watering offer to Chief Dixon, to drop Obi as his party's presidential candidate. Well, all these are rumors. On a good day, nobody should lose sleep because of rumors, right? But we know Nigeria. We also know the APC. We know the APC and their belief in financial inducement. We know APC has a very strong belief that monetary inducement could solve every problem. They have this dictum where what money cannot solve, more money could solve it. And where more money could not solve it, exponential money could solve it. Now, when you try to juxtapose this against the backdrop of all these rumors, you cannot help but get a little bit jittery and worried about all these rumors. What central to these rumors, falls on the table of His Excellency Chief Seraki Dixon, the national leader of the NDC. Oga Dixon, Oga Dixon, Oga Dixon, do not fail Nigerians. Several million Nigerians are in this race through Peter Gregory Obi, including yours sincerely. There are millions of us who are in this presidential race through Peter Gregory Obi. Do not stab us in the backside. Oga, make this thing just be rumor. Oga, make this thing just be rumor. Make this thing just be rumor. Because if this thing happened to be a reality, Oga, your name will go down so infamous that it will be considered an eternal domination. Oga Dixon, no let these people, I know that they're going to bring your file as a governor before you. They're going to place your file in front of you. They will try to blackmail you using your file. They will threaten you with leashing EFCC, all those their attack agencies and all that. They will threaten you with every one of these. But Oga, stay strong and be the people's champion. This election is not like every other election. Nigerians are on the ballot in this election against this government that have refused to protect our children, against this government that have continued to borrow our future, have continued to borrow away the future of our children and even those unborn. Nigerians are in this election against this condemnation government. Nigerians are in this election against this government that negotiates with terrorists and bandits and allow them to carry guns where Nigerians remain defenseless. These Nigerians are in this race against this government that is so insensitive that it doesn't care about the welfare of the people. Nigerians not going to forgive you. Obi is a candidate, but he's a multiple candidate. He's a multiple candidate. Millions of Nigerians are running through him. He has the destiny of countless millions of Nigerians in his hands in this election. And indirectly, those destinies are in your hands, Oga Seraki Dixon. Don't stab Nigerians because, Oga, do not fail Nigerians.
Thank you. I'm on that video. Now back to how you na this write up. When I'm going to say no matter your Peter Obi me, that Nanda Hausa will never trust him when it comes to election obodo. Because again, the pattern of the Muslims has been designed ka follow ihe obuna imam ha na-ekwu, and also ka ha nwee gịnị kwue ihe obuna asị ha mee according to ihe obuna ha na-agụta na their Islamic book. So Peter Obi donate 1 billion naira to Muslim community today. When it comes to election day, they will still not vote him. And do you know why? Because now the Hausa Muslim has been designed by some certain ways to behave and respond to some certain things. Peter Obi is bigger than NLDC, called the NDC. Peter Obi is bigger than ADC. Any political party Peter Obi are joining today, that he will not move with its people. I am somebody that love Peter Obi. 2023 election, Agwamuno, JJ Joel said the distance between first tag to Eleko. First tag to Eleko, that is how I went. Even now, my voter's card, because I'm trying to Peter Obi election. Most of you will not do and to cover that distance. Not once, I got me 2 times. A year ago to promote my voter's card. Okay, for how they were moving voter's card from a very huge distance. And as you cook a people in it, I still went to their trekking. But you just said that vote. So even about tell them like that you are just making noise. No. The Bible says, for God so loved the world that he gave. Any love you claim any love mad and it does not cost you anything, or you don't give anything to it, it's automatically fake. ịghọtago. So ka anyị dive into ihe anyị na-agụ n'ụbọchị nke taata. This write-up si 2027, this is an Islamic imam, onye Hausa na-ekwu ihe a. Kedu ihe okwu? You are too Christian. If their problem, also na Peter Obi is too Christian. Don't deceive yourself. It's an Hausa moral background. Peter Obi, they know his brother is a priest. They know he come from a Christian background. Because them, they will not have to stand ka Harine Kafere lead here, which I said it. Now they use Peter Obi to wake up their dead on arrival political face, because na Tinubu stand to go her down, because when Zonyo was not here we put it today that Tinubu does not have something against, because Sancheni needs to adapt and Qatar before Tinubu aligolo. Manam half of the Tinubu oku again we change. So they are fighting, looking for who they will use in order to wake up their career. But that is by the way. Now, you are too Christian, Igbo centric. Northern Muslims cannot trust you. Professor Usman to Peter Obi. A political analyst who is a professor by the name Usman has made strong claims about the 2027 political landscape and the chance of former Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi. He said Peter Obi not sellable in the north. Now Haman lives in the north. In other words, now a man saying on your north to be imam now. Because somebody like Peter Obi, they tagged Kafri and Arene to come and lead them in their major things. Because as it stands, Peter Obi cannot go to mosques for campaign. Manjung the Oya Bangunime church campaign, Mamamba mosque. Omamba mosque. Hapchakuyana me politics in Dodo, and when a boy have monks. That one is starting. When a boy have Peter Obi at church now, so many pastors can allow him climb the pulpit to climb the altar, depending on Kunos where Malandi North will never allow him goli there. You got to know they are still using him to wipe out the shame of the Haniru. And argue that northern voters have reservations about him. That they have reservations about Peter Obi. Or put here on social media that them being the north, they know. They know. I grew up in the north. I know where I grew up. I know how these people think. I know how they reason. One button here happy, the whole north will rally around you. One button here happy, the whole north will hate you forever. So they are just like that. That is who they have been designed to be like. In your opinion, they don't have second option. Ian was also one. And that one they are willing to buy, for it. That is them for you. An average not an emerald second option. In as much as an malam hago say had no one kanu as he say yayi. Then always according to him, Peter Obi is not sellable in the north, and this is the honest truth. Peter Obi cannot penetrate the north. That is the honest truth. And he ended up saying he also listed that he described a 3 major opposition blockade for Peter Obi: APC, Tinubu, ADC under Ethico, and an NDC platform that is linked to Peter Obi. Professor Usman further says Obi political profile could be interrogated, including his tenure as governor and his associations. He is getting associations, particularly his preferred refusal to distance himself from the indigenous people of Biafra, which he profaned as a security concern. You alarm about Peter Obi. You don't know, you need the domain of God if you have distance. You need the real. Now this part Oteiki is not leading anywhere. That if he had formed his own party, which I brought out the name, Akumia Action Youth Party or Youth Movement Party or Movement for the Youth, anything that has to do with the youth, so that on our pogodo or name anything, let there be a platform where the youth can gladly express themselves starting from the age 45 to 70 or from 45 to 60. I gave out those analogies. Una forget and Ndausa on their own part saying again men lie to lie. Some now say a time comes that Peter Obi will not have platform to run the election. What other disgrace can I show as a human being? What other disgrace are you looking for? Ikumia. Peter Obi potakwa echi m vote Peter Obi. Ọ bụ na ọ megide election alụ m ka vote Peter Obi. Mana nna agwa gị, this has been designed, the system has been designed for him to work this way. Not like this. Like this. You need to pay attention to Nigerian political system. If not Peter Obi, the way he designed where he is not going anywhere. Yotago. God